All right, thanks, guys. Coming off a 2-1 day in our Patreon plays. We also had a nice little split on our YouTube leans, 14 and 14, right here on YouTube on our MLB leans video. So not too bad of a day. Let's see if we can improve, though. Always looking for continual improvement. So let's go ahead and dive into our first game, beginning with the Mets taking on the Phillies, 7:05 Eastern first pitch at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. The Phillies are minus 120, totals at 9.5. Not a whole lot of movement on the money line, although we did see a little bit of movement upward on the total. Once again, the Phillies are minus 120, totals at 9.5. The Mets are plus 110 on the money line. Philadelphia plus $1.55 on the run line. We have Jake Arrieta for the Phils, Steven Matz for the Mets. Matz is 5-5 with a 4.28 ERA and a 1.37 WHIP. Philadelphia is also 4-1 in their last 5 at home, taking on the Mets. If you're into historical trends, Philadelphia, as much as they've struggled as of late, they're still 23-17 at home this year. Meanwhile, the Mets on the other side are second to last in striking out on average per game when traveling. They've also won just 7 out of 20 ball games, taking on teams between 460 and 540. That's a win percentage, of course. Now, total-wise, Philadelphia is 23-17 to the under at Citizens Bank Park this year. Give me the Fightin' Phils, breaking that really bad streak of losses. And give me the Fightin' Phils minus 120 and the under 9.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Monday's MLB action. Just want to remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We do daily plays, daily picks on that site. There's many different packages and tiers and memberships that you can join, and it begins at just $1.99 per month. And like I said, we had 3 premium plays on that site yesterday. We went 2-1, so it was a winning day. Not too bad. We're looking to improve and go 3-0 in those spots. But anyway, 2-1 will have to do. Once again, patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more games. All starts Eastern Standard Time. Next matchup, we have the Blue Jays taking on the Yankees, 7:05 Bronx. The Yankees are minus 240, totals 10.5. We saw a nickel move of the nickel fade of the Yankees in the early wagering. We also saw movement upward on the total. Once again, New York's minus 240, totals 10.5. Toronto's plus $2 on the money line. The Yankees minus $1.20 on the run line. We have CC Sabathia for the Yankees, Aaron Sanchez for the Blue Jays. Sanchez comes into this game with a 3-9 record, 5.49 ERA, and a 1.67 WHIP. Now, Toronto's officially 20 games under 500 for the year, 29-49 straight up overall. They've also won just 16 out of 40 games away from home. They are ranking dead last in walks allowed on average per game. When it comes to the total, the Yankees are just 38% to the over at Yankee Stadium this year. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean Yankees minus 1.5 and the under 10.5 runs in that game. Next matchup. Royals taking on the Indians, 7:10 Eastern first pitch in Cleveland. The Indians are minus 155, totals at 10. We did see a nickel move toward the Indians, and we saw a lot of movement upward on the total. This one opened up at 9, all the way up to 10 flat. So once again, Cleveland opened $1.55 up to 10 flat. Kansas City's plus 145 on the money line. Cleveland plus $1.15, laying the run and a half. We have Adam Plutko for the Indians, Brad Keller for the Royals. Keller's been pretty bad this year. He's just 3-9 with a 4.45 ERA and a 1.40 WHIP. He also has 48 walks thus far on the season. We're not even at the All-Star break. Now on the other side, Adam Plutko, pretty good thus far in his limited experiences, limited games, limited action. He's 3-1 so far on the year. Pretty good ratio here. 22 strikeouts to just 3 walks, and he has a 1.12 WHIP. Now, Kansas City, well, they're 27-51 overall for the year. They've also won just 16 out of 41 games at home. They are 29th in road hits, which is second to last in Major League Baseball in that category there. Now, total-wise, Cleveland is 12-6 to the under at home when the line was 9 or higher. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean Cleveland minus 155 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, White Sox taking on the Red Sox. 7:10 Eastern first pitch at Fenway Park in Boston. The Red Sox are minus 170, totals at 9. We saw a 20-cent move toward Boston and movement downward on the total. Once again, Boston's minus 170, totals at 9. The White Sox are plus 150 on the money line. Boston plus $1.20 on the run line. We have Eduardo Rodriguez for the Red Sox, Lucas Giolito for the White Sox. Giolito's having a fantastic year thus far. He's 10-2 with a 2.74 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP. He already has 104 strikeouts on the year. Now Boston's really struggled at home as of late at Fenway Park. They're just 4-9 in their last 13 at home. They also rank 27th in walks allowed at home as well. Now, total-wise, the White Sox are 5-2 to the under in their last 7. So with all that in mind, I don't know if they'll win it outright, but I think they'll keep it close. Give me the Chicago White Sox plus 1.5 in the under 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Atlanta Braves taking on the Chicago Cubs, 8:05 Wrigley Field. The Cubbies are minus 120, no line on the total as of yet. Nickel fade of the Cubbies in the early action. They opened $1.25. They're now down to minus 120. Once again, the Cubbies are minus 120, no line on the total as of yet. And at the moment, the Braves are plus $1 on the money line. We have Julio Teheran for the Braves, Big John Lester for the Cubs. Now, Big John Lester comes into this game with a 4.13 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. Meanwhile, on the other side, Teheran, he comes into this game with a 3.40 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. Now, the Cubbies really struggled against Atlanta this year. They're 0-3 taking on the Braves. They got swept in their original series with Atlanta. They're also 21st in walks allowed. Now, the Braves on the other side, they're 5th in scoring, 6th in hits, and they are 13-3 in their last 16 ball games. Now, total-wise, Atlanta's 11-3 to the over in their last 14. Give me the Atlanta Braves plus $1, getting the job done for some moneyline cash. Next game, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, 9:40 Chase Field in Arizona. The Dodgers are minus 140, totals at 8. We saw a 10-cent fade of the Dodgers in the early wagering. We also saw movement downward on the total. Once again, the Dodgers are minus 140, totals at 8. Arizona's plus $1.30 on the money line. The Dodgers plus $1.20 on the run line. We have Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, Zach Greinke for the Diamondbacks. Now, Clayton Kershaw is 7-1 with a 2.85 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. The Dodgers are currently on a 6-game winning streak, 6-0 in their last 6 ball games. They rank first in hits and walks allowed on the road. 2 categories there, ranking number 1 in hits and walks allowed on the road on average per game. Meanwhile, Arizona on the other side, winners in just 15 out of 36 games at home. They've also dropped 6 out of their last 7 at any location. Give me the Dodgers minus 140 and the over 8 runs in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for the show, it is going to be Rockies, Giants, 10:05 San Francisco. The Rockies are minus 135, totals at 8. We saw a nickel move toward the Rockies and movement downward on the total. Colorado, once again, minus 135, totals at 8. San Fran's plus 125 on the money line. Colorado plus $1.30 on the run line. We have John Gray for the Rockies, Drew Pomeranz for San Francisco. Pomeranz comes in this game with just a 2-7 record, a 7.09 ERA, and a 1.78 WHIP. He also has 26 walks in less than 54 innings pitched this year. Now on the other side, John Gray, 7-5 on the year, 97 strikeouts in under 91 innings pitched so far on the year. Now the Giants are 10 games under 500 for the year, just 33-43 overall for this season at the moment. They've also won just 15 out of 36 games at home. They rank second to last in hits in Major League Baseball on average per game. They're also 29th in home scoring, which is also second to last in that category there. Now, Colorado has been very good covering the run line when traveling. They're 25 and 15 ATS away from home. They also rank first in Major League Baseball in hits. They're 667 in their games at the current market price. And when it comes to the total, Colorado's 70% to the over in their last 10. The Giants 5-1 to the over in their last 6. Give me the Rockies minus 135 and the over 8 runs in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. But before we get out of here, we're going to go ahead and knock out a few shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout-out to my man Chuck Pinter, Bo Dunn, Derek Walker, who said, "Man, your picks really missed today," in reference to Sunday. And I'll tell you what, we went 2-1 in Patreon. Unacceptable. I need to be going 3-0 on those picks. And 14 and 14 on our free leans, unacceptable. We want to do a lot better than that. So Derek Walker, I completely agree with you there. But thank you for taking the time to comment on my wall. Shout out to Shep's Picks, Ulysses Peanut Hayes, my man Evil Dax, who hasn't hit a parlay in 7 years. Shout out to Proline Master, Stephen Lewis, Andrew Stirrup, all the way from the Bahamas. Shout out to Mr. Dub D43. Got to say what's up to Adam Mazza, Nacho Camacho, Jessica G, Real, and last but certainly not least, Jimmy Johnson. All right, guys. That is going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, thank you for tuning into today's program. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Another week getting kicked off here. So going to be a great week. And don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.